this computer as well. Okay, hi people. It's the third session with Luke McKee, Australian in exile, researcher up there with Steve McMurray and Brendan O'Connell and different international researchers, Julian Assange, that have risked everything to do the right thing. So yeah, angeluscaches.org, and Luke will give you his contact. He's on BitChute. He's got a Telegram group. His research is out there, and under pressure, like myself, he's trying to retire, but needs to get the research, needs other people to pick up the baton. So I've come under attack, and I'm going to start with this, if you don't mind, just briefly reading the blackmail email I got from a troll associated with Ian Puddick.
Before you go, he did actually just release a video saying that his claims about your assistant and family member are fabricated.
Yes, yes, I got this. I'm going to read first of all a blackmail email, and then a retraction and apology email, and then after that he made a very scathing video, including attacking my children. So I don't take the apology and retraction very seriously, but the original email was designed to intimidate and blackmail, in my opinion, and see what you think for yourself. So you'll want to read this. He's read it out himself, and he had 66 views and 16 likes. So he had the 666. He's a self-confessed Satanist. So Angie, if you wish to challenge my response to your video, then do it. Don't be subversive. You are unaware of the number of your supporters who have written to me in disgust of your video with Luke. Actually, my subs are going up. So your daughter, your assistant have both written to me, and not in a negative sense. I have permission from one of them to use their disclosure. They're spelt wrong, but I probably won't, as I don't like personal business matters all over the internet, be that others or my own, though it would not be illegal for me to do so. It's a moral thing. You get the idea, right? He's so condescending. I give you two choices. Now here's where the blackmail comes in. Carry on in the dark, thinking nobody's betraying your trust, or enter into a dialogue with me to engage in genuine debate without bigotry. I'm fair, and you're hereby offered a right of reply. There's no legal entitlement to one, but it's fair in my mind. Organise a personal attack, which is what he views today as, and I will deal with it in an entirely legal and lawful way. I don't need to travel to Ireland to make a complaint. You do need to check your knowledge on that, but even if I had to, it's no hardship for me to speak with the Irish police in person and present evidence in court. All of it, he's OTO litigious, all of it. Your daughter's disclosure is, well, rather damning, actually. Signed with consent to use, quote unquote, as I deem fit. By the way, not by my hand. Others have reported you to the local police off their own back. If needs be, I could cancel that. I'll think about it. Now make your choice. I hope you choose the latter, spelt later, engage in proper debate, or you may wish to think of a third option. That might manifest by removing the video, making it unlisted, and or ceasing any attempts at underhand attacks. I don't think we're being underhand at all. We're talking on Zoom, sharing it publicly, and giving evidence on share screen. And then he goes back, you've shared far too much of yourself to people who really dislike you. Trust no one until you have to. That's free advice. Keep your dog, Luke, on a tight rope. He's going to make it difficult for you to regain your Christian position and trust from your audience. After all, his reputation isn't something I'd want to be associated with. Did you research him in depth? And then he tries to put in a little disclaimer because he loves to pretend to be a mental health worker and very familiar with the law. None of this email represents any threats of harm. By that I mean to safety or well-being. Well, certainly with the mental health issues, Of course, this affected my well-being and was intended to. Clearly, I refer to legal and lawcraft. Indeed you do.
You don't need to read the apology
May
because he admits is insincere in his most recent video. Let's
no,
get on with the show.
No, I want to read the retraction because it completely... So, of course, I contacted my daughter and I contacted my assistant, both of whom said, we don't know the guy, we've never communicated with the guy, nor would we. So the retraction is, Angie, I have, since sending my first email, discovered the person pretending to be your daughter is fake. The assistant may be too. Therefore, I retract references to them in my original email. Too late, it's on record. And issue an apology for that unreservedly. The rest of the email stands. If you do read my email out, doesn't bother me one bit. Make sure to read this one out too. Balance and fairness. Go to the police if you wish. It's made very clear nothing within my first email or this response is any threat of harm. It specifically mentions legal and lawful. Given the nature of your video, having checked, it can be considered a hate crime in Ireland and the UK. Have you checked the Human Rights Act, the new online protection laws that have come to force in Ireland? Anyway, that's the correction and retraction done. Again, apologies, I was duped. I don't believe that, quite frankly. I didn't have to write this, but I'm fair. I'll never feature in any video with Luke. His views are quite disturbing in my view. My email had been seen by a friend who's a lawyer who states my original email is fine. That's a good friend to have that gives you legal advice like that. Okay, I'm going to stop share and hand over to you, Luke. Oh, I've lost your audio.
No, it's me. That's me muting because I have someone's making noises in the background.
You've got company.
yes, I do. Yeah, Reese says I live alone. Everything he says is fake. He says I'm QAnon. I've been exposing them going back 5 years before it was fashionable, when Alex Jones had Jerome Corsi on staff as his QAnon White House correspondent. So yeah, I've got receipts for that. You will see them in this broadcast. So everything he says is fake news, and he's just a troll, but he is but a low-level patsy for the people pulling his strings. I told you when this all started, Tom said someone's trolling you, like when he first left his comments on the YouTube channel, and I ignored it. Then when you told me he was a Satanist, I checked him out and goes, oh my God, he's connected to OTO, Temple of Set. I exposed Temple of Set leaders in Australia writing stories about child incest. He's linked to pedophile cults on his own Twitter, which we will see right now live in the screen share. But the really incredible thing is his main goal is censorship of the truth. Let's give an example of it. I'm going to share my screen now. Oh, no, I've got to change my resolution down to 1080. We had this problem last time. Yeah. 10 seconds, hold on. Then I can press the share screen button. Okay, keep changing screen nice and small now. Okay, share screen. You can have it all. Okay, now I don't normally run Windows, but I do it for Zoom for you guys. So here we go. Here's Reese's Twitter. And he ran off to Pink News, because in our first broadcast, I talked about Pink News and LGBTP Youth Scotland, or LGBTYS on Twitter, being founded by a convicted baby rapist. And go, Mummy? You want to go, Mummy? Mummy outside. And that person's name's James Rennie. And his trolls on Twitter try to debate me on that fact, and then ended up deleting all their tweets and running away because I was able to prove that claim very easily. And I actually, because they tested me and encouraged me to do some more digging, I found out some incredible stuff, more stuff about LGBT Youth Scotland, and we'll be reading from the from the Scottish court's website, where the government says on legal letterhead that the nerve centre for planning the grooming, rape of babies, child porn distribution, the works, was actually, those crimes were all being coordinated from LGBTP Youth Scotland. Yes, so we'll see that in the broadcast. But look, the first thing is he ran to Pink News to demand my censorship. And I better give it a Pink News a quick intro. So let's just watch this video, okay? And this is what really happened. Then we'll compare it to Pink News coverage. So can you see that? Oh, am I sharing with audio?
Yeah, you were sharing that. Yeah, you had audio.
I had audio. You're hearing audio? Okay.
Oh, no, it's very low.
Okay, no, I have to share my screen again. I was in a rush. Share screen, share sound, advanced portion of screen. Let's think. I just want to share just one app. No, I have to share not optimized for video unless I do portion of screen. It's not giving me optimized for video, but we'll hear the sound, which is good enough. So, okay, share. Okay, let's have a look.
But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct.
Wait for it.
We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate.
That's the rendering.
We're coming for them. We're coming for your children.
We're coming for your kids. We want to corrupt them. That's their own words. Oh, interrupt this transmission. What's happening next? 288A, California Penal Code, rape a child. Oh, again, another one. That guy too. Okay, did you just see what happened then?
Yeah, I've seen that video in my research.
I know.
And
but before that video was on my group, that story was on my group. So when I search choir in my group, what else do we have? We've got another video about it.
So just to be clear for the audience, that is a real male choir in San Francisco. With multiple convicted pedophiles
saying we will corrupt or rape your kids. Yeah. Now, if you oppose convicted pedophiles singing a song under the rainbow umbrella saying we will rape your kids, what do you think Pink News says? So Reese was very careful to say we don't speak for the whole gay community. So let's just throw a gay activist back at Reese giving commentary. He runs to Pink News, the pedo praisers, to demand our censorship. He runs to pedo praisers. So, before we called him we called him a rape activist because he's saying you shouldn't be against the rape of women in jail by convicted abusers sent in women's jails with XY chromosomes and intact penises because, women need to be raped for gay pride. So we call him a rape activist. Now he's bordering on, pedophilia normalization activism. So let's watch this video from a gay activist, see how he handles his own kind.
Look what you've done, you've made a fool of everyone. Oh, well, it seems like such fun until you lose what you had won. Oh, look what you've done, you've made a just won't sing for you.
There you go. So gay activists think people like Reese don't represent the gay community. They represent the pedophile agenda or the rape of women and children. Now, I've got here, I mentioned my story about Pink News. On our last broadcast, we referenced this post where we talked about Pink News saying Jason Rennie had nothing to do with his crimes had nothing to do with the LGBT Youth Scotland. And the mainstream news said his child porn was distributed from his work computer, and his Rennie's trolls on Twitter debating me was trying to say, oh, it's a work computer, it doesn't count. But I'm going to show a lot more soon. So that's just from my Telegram. Also, since we're here, I may as well see, this was long before it, it's a 4chan thread for it. And let's go back to, here we go. This guy here was remember this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a gay, half Jewish gay actor. Yeah, interesting.
Let me just make a point while you're transitioning. Reese was trying, in his first video that he wanted me to debate him on, he had this super smooth voice, trying to sound like the voice of reason. And he was making the argument, you know, what we do in our own bedrooms is private. And, you know, if you look at our activism or our community or our campaigning or our quote unquote agenda, you must be secretly gay or obsessed with us. But the point is, by his own figures, he said 1 in 20 people are gay, and he thinks it might be 1 in 10. Well, we're talking 5% of the world. And when the OTO and organizations and foot soldiers like Reese repeatedly report people to the police for misgendering a transgender or for saying something deemed to be race hate or homophobic or blah,
one of my friends actually got hit with that. Caroline Farrow got hit with you remember the first case of someone being arrested for misgendering I want to say the T word.
I know, transgender, yeah, I know. I know.
A mental patient with gender dysphoria.
Which is what it says in the DSM. But the point I'm making is, the gay people of whom I've got friends and, you know, house guests, assistant, you know, whatever, not house guests at the moment, but in the past, gay people, it's not about I'm going to privately live my 5% of the population lifestyle. No, they want to change the laws. They want to take advantage of the Chabad Lubavitch laws where rabbis can suck baby penises at Britz's. Wait a minute, let me finish. They want to go into schools. They want to teach children from 7 about sodomy.
No, they want. It's worse than that. I saw this was no. LGBT Youth Scotland, funded by a baby rapist that still pays a baby rapist pension, is 75% funded by the UK government.
Outrageous.
I followed up on something I blogged ages ago. They put out a document which I downloaded and wrote reports about, where they said if a gay teacher thinks a boy will look better in a dress and wants to dress up the boy's bottom with a dress, he can tell the boy, hey, I want you look more pretty in a dress. Wear a dress for you, old boy, but you can't tell your mama. Now that was a shocking policy, right? And then they got criticism for it. But then the Scottish government doubled down and made that acceptable. They've allowed 4-year-olds to change their gender identity without consent of their parents. And the gay teachers are authorized to tell children, don't tell mummy and daddy about our secret conversations when I dress you up and call you sexy.
Yes.
That's a government policy now.
Yes.
Since last
Scotland
year.
Is trying to, Australia is a petri dish, Scotland is a petri dish. Yeah. And Scotland is trying to, and has introduced some of the most outrageous laws. And Reese was smirking, as if we're trying to break down the family structure. Well, what do you think it is when a gay teacher is allowed to tell a 4-year-old, would you like to wear a dress? We don't need to tell mommy and daddy. What?
Oh my God! It's a QAnon conspiracy that the Megan's Law website in America.
Oh my God!
They've got laws to out, like the gay cop that attempted to murder me in California, Christopher Kent Bowersox. He's on there. I'll type his bloody name right now. Why not? It's not rocket science. Christopher Kent Bowersox. Home facts. Here we go. Boom. Okay. Here we go. Ta-da. Here we go. Oh, they took down his picture. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. I've got pictures of him on gay dating sites showing his bum, everything. That's the court case. Mainstream is. Let's search for images. Image search. Where is the? Oh, they've got him deleted from the internet. Did he get his parole? That Home Facts website's dodgy because you can pay money. Pedophiles can pay money to remove their photo. That's Christopher Kent Bowersox. I mean, if you go looking for it, you can link. Checkmate. Law enforcement arrested for trading in child rape. Oh my God, he's got removed from Google.
Wow.
Detective pleads guilty to child porn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's me talking about him.
Wow.
Wow. I can't believe he's still listed though.
Yeah, you can find it in the Wayback Machine. Yeah,
of course. Just Google Bowersox. I've got all of his dirt. He wrote a paper saying, are you parents of a tagger in Bakersfield? He admits on the website he had the perfect job for a adult gay cop with adult Latino partner who also dabbled in young boys. Like I said, all pedophiles, pretty much all of them, have adult and child love interests or partners in crime. So look at this. It's a QAnon conspiracy. You're a QAnon nut job if you don't like convicted pedophiles saying, well, corrupt your children, well, convert your children. It's true, your concerns, but we're going to get them. And on the live stream the other day, you had one of his trolls saying, your daughter's going to turn a lesbian. I mean, what sickos project their gay sex fantasies on my children? They need to be gassed.
The other thing I just need to bring up with regard, and I know you say he has only recently become a Satanist, and he pays into it, and he's all excited and trying to climb the ranks. But the other thing I wanted to say was, God, it jumped out of my mind. It's jumped. I'll come back to it. Sorry, it's gone.
Oh, sorry. That video that Pick News is defending got taken down by the people who uploaded it because it was full of pedos and they didn't want to leave it up. They got wrecked, as you can see.
Oh, so, you mean the gay choir? Yeah, the gay choir.
Oh, good. Now, remember I told you, this tab just came up. It's on the screen now. If you see my Twitter account, okay, I just got a tweet. Yeah, here we are. This is Heather Mason talking to me, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm informing her that Trudeau is responsible for, the sole man responsible for all those prison rapes.
Absolutely.
And here's one of her submissions to Parliament in Canada. And Reese says, you are a homophobic piece of shit, dirty little hater. If you don't want, scroll down, wait for it, Matthew Harks, serial pedophile in a woman's prison. Adam Labrocan, child killer and baby rapist in a woman's prison. You're homophobic if you don't want Patrick Peasel, sex offender, aka Tara, in a woman's prison. If you don't want a murderer, Michael Women, with a dick in a woman's prison, first degree rape and murder on a child. You don't want him in a woman's prison. You're homophobic. If you don't want Randy West, aka Cara and Lindy, beats his ex with a tire iron. You got Steve Macklenbender, aka Samantha, armed robber. Okay. You've got Christopher Webster. He still calls himself Chris, but he's a tranny and he does sex crimes. You've got Jaitin Patel, murder, sexual assault, dangerous offender. Thomas Straub, robbery, assault with weapon. These people are not transgender primarily. They are criminals, threats to a woman, and rapists and murderers of women and children. And if you don't want them let loose in the hen house, you're a dirty little homophobe, because if you don't love the rape of women and children, you're homophobic, because homosexuality is inclusive of the rape of women and children, according to Reese.
And
As you've
according to
seen,
Reese,
as you've seen, gay activists, like that girl I just showed you from TikTok, think he is human garbage.
my assistant is.
Gays want him dead.
My assistant, well, I don't wish anybody dead, and
No, I don't. You can't say that. Remember,
my assistant is 100% behind what we're doing here.
Yeah, I know.
I spoke to him for 2 hours yesterday, and he was like, you know, he's just 100% behind it.
What is worse is I warn Canada. I've got the receipts for warning Canada. I've got it in my email. I'll open it now. Okay, gmail.com. I go to my mail, my other mail, my old mail. It got filled up and I stopped using it for a while. Okay, and I'll show you that I was emailing people about this policy in 2017. So I go to sent messages. Okay, I think I was, this is my new email, is it? Yeah, that's my old email. We're going to go next page. Anyway, Canadian policy, right?
What's that black square on the screen? What's that black?
That's my Zoom controls. Okay, so Canadian policy to put men with penises in women's jails will get women raped as they were in Australia by head of New South Wales ADB. Okay, so I reminded them, you're in action in 2017 and lack of action got 40 women raped. Good job, you know.
40 women. Yes, Reese said in one of his videos, oh, it may have happened once or twice that a transgender raped.
Well, how many pedophiles? I mean, you've got bloody 50 or 60
transgender people,
gender dysphoria, mental nut jobs on top of all their other mental issues like pedophilia in women's jails.
Yeah, no, the point I was going to make, I remembered it now. I went to a Catholic rehab in Ireland run by a nun who works very closely with Hillary Clinton and others. And wait. They have a separation of the sexes policy. So there's the men's rehab and the women's rehab. But when I was there, out of 30 residents, 5 were openly lesbian of the residents, and probably about half the staff were lesbian or gay. And whilst they're busy saying we have to separate the sexes in case of any sexual assaults, there were paedophiles there, convicted paedophiles there were rapists there were really dangerous people there. But there were 5 lesbian women in the unit, the female unit I was in, and one of them in particular boasted about having hit on every one of the other 29 female residents in the unit as a lesbian. And the staff are there, and it's a gay mafia running it. I'm sorry, there is a gay agenda, and if you're in denial of that, Reese, you're not seeing the big picture. You're not seeing the lobbying to change the laws, to make abortion a satanic ritual. You're not seeing the change the laws to make it a hate crime, to call a paedophile.
Don't appeal to him.
To call a paedophile
he is merely a vessel to incite a response from you and entrap you. You cannot deal with reason with someone who is in a satanic cult.
He attacked my children again.
Let's look at his Twitter followers, including Ian Puddick. We'll do that in a sec. So we've got a lot of things to get through.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I said there was a spreadsheet listing.
He told direct lies.
Yeah, I know.
2, 3,
So
4, 5.
I said I had a spreadsheet listing a name of all the pedophiles in Canadian prisons, and he goes, "You're full of shit. There's just one." Well, look, of course, everything we say is true. So let's start closing these tabs and getting through it.
All right, go.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to sharing the screen. Okay. Now let me just share the screen. As I was just saying, share screen. Okay. As I was saying in the very beginning, goal was to try and entrap you with the special minority. Normal police are not good enough for the gay master race, gay and lesbian liaison officers. Okay, that was his goal, was to try and get a response from you, then claim, I'm being victimized because she reacted back to me and she's a hate criminal. She doesn't like women being raped for gay pride. Yes. So as you say, they're now announcing they're trying to take you to the police. But I knew this was their plan from the very beginning because I've seen it before in relation to an OTO operative acting abroad against his critics in England. So let's just go to my tabs here. This is a blogger called Mother Damnable, aka Sharon Gifford, and she's not with us anymore. Catherine Burns, as you know, is the senior police officer that made me a political refugee. If you want to see some amazing stuff about her involvement in false flags and links to child rapists and all of her crimes, you can go to my 153 news channel, and there's a video here which has got a very shows you that Michael O'Brien character we talked about before. Oh, I have an update on that. Protests are going to happen. There will be people handing out posters and signs soon saying date rape drugs are not for kids.
Yes,
remember the guy who interviewed me before?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it was not allowed. It was not allowed to be testified in court that date rape drugs were
It was withheld by the police prosecutor.
That was withheld,
and the judge acted corruptly as well and said we didn't have jurisdiction.
Inadmissible evidence, and then deported her to New Zealand.
You missed the caption at the beginning of it just then. I'm going to see if I can bring it up again so you can see the caption.
And date rape drugs are huge in this whole issue of child rape. They're huge.
Yeah. Well, I know from personal experience. Because Adrian Cooper at Sydney Grammar, I'm going to try and get justice for that. Hopefully, see here, Brisbane nurse accused of treating 14-year-old schoolboy like personal prostitute, Daily Mail. Okay. Right, look at the face. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at the face. Look at the face. Look at the face here. This is the tweet that started the whole global hashtag I'll ride with you. Okay. And that global hashtag was meant to be like Black Lives Matter only for Muslims. And it was confirmed to be a fake news event made by an ABC reporter who used a fake name at the ABC. Called Michael James. His real name is Michael O'Brien. So this just shows you all the stuff on Catherine Burns. It's a very good interview with Professor Fetzer. Oh, it's got 20,000 views. 153 News, guys, on the Hojuruku channel. Anyway, let's go back to it. So he wants to go after the police. So we've introduced you to this English blogger, Mother Damnable, aka Sharon Gifford, and she was, publishing Gary Burns Sparkles, the pony pedophile page that Gary Burns was on, and Gary Burns sued. I shared this video from the ABC. That's Mark J. Newton and Peter Trong, and I have if you want to see an uncensored photo of this Russian boy's face that doesn't look like this guy, you can go to the most popular gay activists in all of Singapore. Oh, I can show it to you now. Yeah, I don't bluff. Let's go to my Telegram and we're going to search yawning bread. Okay. Here we go. I'm not a fan of Q-tards. Oh, so that's me saying that was a year ago. Here we go. This is a picture. That's what the boy looks like. He's a Russian boy. Australian government officials broke the law to give him a passport to move him around the world for sex. It's human trafficking. And my dad was prosecuted for sharing a video of their interview on ABC with a Dutch journalist whose best friend's just been linked to the OTO that hasn't come out yet. And my dad predicted that Michael O'Brien, that guy I was just talking about, was a pedophile before the police arrested him in the video. Wow. So hate speech laws have been used by gay activists, in my dad's case, to protect active pedophile rings at large still abusing children.
Absolutely.
That's what I expose.
The law is being abused and they're lobbying. They're not happy as Reese portrayed.
Let's look at this blog.
They're lobbying. There is a gay agenda and there is a normalizing paedophilia agenda. Get used to it.
Look at this headline, okay? Boy 6 taken from gay pair, okay? February 9th, okay?
Yeah.
That is when they were arrested, Mark Newton and Peter Trong. That's David Marr, a homosexual journalist, going, oh, it's not fair. These pedophiles had their kids taken away from them. Like, look at the date, February 2012. They were arrested. The ABC took their content down off the internet.
Wow.
Here we go. Now look, this blog post, look at the date. 1 year later, 20th of January 2013. The most famous gay in all of Singapore says, we need to decriminalize sodomy. We need gay adoption, just like what Reese says we need. And we need gay marriage. Why? This happy family.
I'm in touch with somebody that interacted with Reese quite a bit for a while. And this person says, in all the interactions she had with him over quite a long time, he never said he had a young son that he was raising. There are people saying, why has this young son that he's raising suddenly come into the picture? And where is this supposedly long-term monogamous husband character who's apparently a couple of decades older than Reese?
Don't say it.
Yeah, there's a lot of lies being told, Reese Leverett.
The Singapore Gay Encyclopedia Wiki. Okay, so the greatest gay in Singapore is regarded as the founding father of Singapore's gay equality movement. Uploaded a child rape victim's photo with his rapist as a poster boy for gay pride.
Oh, God.
I commented on his blog and he blocked me and wanted to keep the child rape victim's photo online. The best the gays have got, he's deliberately signaling it.
I have to qualify here. Not all gays. And there's somebody called Marie Marlin, a subscriber of mine. Yeah. I don't know if she's lesbian. I don't know her background. But she said that in one of our videos, you said homosexuals are incapable of feeling love. Now, do you want...
That's my opinion.
Okay, that's your opinion. But I've met adult homosexuals. Now, I've said to them face to face, I believe you were not born gay. I believe you were sexually abused and sodomized as children. And this is your manifestation of trying to heal from that and trying to normalize from what happened to you. But I have no doubt they love each other. So I think adult gays and lesbians can love each other. There's such a thing as bromance or like best friends or Jonathan and David in the Bible. But if a man or an adult paedophile woman says, oh, I love the child, I would never hurt them, this is me expressing my love to them. No, that's not love. That's perversion. That's rape. And that's sick, in my opinion. Not just in my opinion. Adults should not have sex with children. End of.
Yeah, this is Anthony Gillespie, the guy that's going to be protest. He testified in court that it's all the boy's fault for trying to come on to his partner.
Yeah.
They left out the fact that highly barbiturates date rape drugs that basically turned the boy into a drug-addicted sex toy.
Oh, the drugs.
Was used.
The drugs are
how could the police leave that out? That's high-level corruption. We showed the actual case. We showed the case law in the last video.
Absolutely disgusting.
Now, what? So let's just quickly get through these tabs, okay?
All right, sorry, go ahead.
So what do we got? I don't know what that one is. We'll close it. Just Reese saying that he's going to come after you, I think.
Which he is.
He won't get anywhere because you're not going to feed the troll. He has no objective to be converted with the truth. You know, he's claiming the police are coming in that tweet. Reported to Guardian. We covered that. It's offensive, and you can't be against those rapists and pedophiles going into women's prisons in Canada. They're called rapists and pedophiles are now called trans women that we have to love locked up in women's jails. Unbelievable. So good luck selling that lie. Do you know that there's actually mass protests in Canada against these women being raped for gay pride? As I said, womenarehuman.com. It's all on there. I haven't watched this yet. We're going to have a live reaction to what triggered Reese.
Having sexual relationships with 5 women. Sexual relationships with 5 women, but he'd claimed he'd had his penis removed in a $20,000 surgery paid for by the taxpayer. But the only question I have is...
I know what that is now.
I retracted that.
Yeah. But the point is here is this guy still has got his penis, and he got $20,000 for the so-called double quote sex change, which I call fraud.
Yeah,
and he's living in the gender centre with free food and free board to be quiet. He would have never got out of jail if he didn't do the whole trans thing and get the government in a bind, you know. So to shut him up, they said, you don't talk about you playing us for fools to get some, you know, prison.
And the reason I retracted my question in the comments was because when I reviewed the video, you had said that one of the multiple victims had taken had a rape kit done and had all the DNA evidence.
Yep. And
what did they
let's show
do?
the case law.
Yeah, they deported her, so she couldn't testify.
Yeah, let's show you.
Unbelievable.
Let's just go to the case law website and dig up the case law from 2000. So we're going to search.
Keep going with what you have on plan, because we want to keep this to an hour. So keep going, keep staying focused. Okay,
well, I'll dig it up later. Now, so that's Heather Mason acknowledging me. Okay, on that Twitter account to let Reese and Co know that I'm onto something. Now, we'll go through this Twitter account in due course. Okay. One
more thing, and then I'm not going to talk again. I just want to give a big shout out to Frank McKelleron. I just listened to Matthew Taylor's live from last night, and Frank rang in and said, big up for having Luke on your show, Matt. He was the final convincing factor in me extricating myself from having joined the OTO in Liverpool, in a pub called the Mason's Arms. And the next meeting was a ritual, and they left. He knew. The OTO.
Once you've stayed and watched the Gnostic Catholic Mass with children, they own it.
Yeah, you can stay, but if you stare too long into the abyss, you can fall into it. He left. But now, he said that you speaking on Matt Taylor's live helped him clarify why he wanted nothing to do with the OTO.
Now, this is why I warned you what Reese's game was from day one, because I've seen this play out before. Okay. When the special gay police go out and directly attack people, it ends very badly for them. And I have a video about that in just a second. So as you saw, Mother Damnable, Sharon Gifford, may she rest in peace. She was she called herself a white witch and a Wiccan, and was actually intimidating the OTO, sent emails saying, I'm doing spells against you, which I thought was rather brave of her, because I said, I don't subscribe to all this crap that you're doing. And she goes, oh, but they do, and they're scared. And then she had an early death, the poor woman. Anyway, what she did is she wrote the stories about Gary Burns, pedophile rights activist. He sued the treasurer of South Australia because he criticised gay men having sex in public places shared by children, and you can't be against gays having sex with children, so he sued him. He sued Jeff Kennett, the Premier of Victoria, because he said Ken Campnolio was a pedophile, just like a judge said he was, and a day. He sued my dad because my dad vilified Mark Newton and Peter Trong. Australian government blessed human traffickers of Russian babies that inspired Russia to make the anti-gay laws. Story behind Russia's anti-gay laws. Here we go. Crisis Mag. Oh, they're going to hide this on Google. Crisismag.com.
Well, Russia suspended adoptions to America because it was.
Yeah, that's because the law says any country with gay marriage can't touch our kids after what these Australian gay men. All throughout Asia, there's been no DNA tests, and even in countries where there's no formal adoption, they're circumventing the Hague Convention and family courts.
Yeah.
You know, if you married a foreigner and that foreigner took your kid out of Ireland, right, that would be a kidnapping. But this government, this is mass kidnapping, which is literally being sponsored by the Australian government. Yeah. And I got, as I said, I got one of the members of the New Life IVF ring. New Life IVF is just like Gay Dad's on Twitter on his website. He says, if you have AIDS, give us your AIDS semen and we will make a baby for you out of your own semen with a Gay Pride's AIDS baby. I've got sources for all of this. It's all in my Telegram group. Anyway, I can search Crisis Mag in my group. Here we go, Crisis Mag.
Oh God. Oh.
Okay, Russia. Oh God. You get the old one. Mark Trong, T-R-U-O-N-G. Okay, Mark Newton and Peter Trong. Let's there's lots of stories about Mark Newton and Peter Trong. Anyway, it's not. Let's stay on track. You've got. I would normally have, but if you search Crisis Mag, the story behind Russia's anti-gay laws, has it been removed from? Okay, I'm going to force Google to cite crisismag.com. Oh God, it was online before. I'll find a link for another time. I'll put it in the interview description. Anyway, so here's what in email. What happened is right after Mother Damnable did those posts against the VIP pedophile point in Australia, Gary Burns, who he's just like Reese. He says it's a hate crime to associate sodomy with gays.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Oh,
He sued an Australian Idol star for posting an Instagram picture of one Lego man in Sydney Swans colours bending down, and a West Australian Hawks player standing upright. And he said that those Lego men were doing sodomy, even though Lego men don't have penises. It's a hate crime to associate sodomy. He literally took that's some of the crazy lawsuits he's done. Anyway, this is all. Robert Millsy Mills was the victim of that lawsuit. Look it up. I'm giving you a search. He even spat on Lucy Turnbull, the Prime Minister's wife, in an altercation in public, given permission to use a fake name in court. Highly deep state suspect things. And in my dossier, tinyurl.com/stop gay public sex, Gary Burns also testified in court about trying to have sex with teenagers in a gay public sex location. And the judge wrote him love letters. That's my UNHCR paperwork. That's Reverend Fred Niles asking a question about, what the hell is going on here with the gays formally asking to decriminalise public sex in public places.
Yeah, like Mardi Gras or like gay pride marches where gay people in mankini...
Well, they want the legal right to have sex on the street in front of your kids.
In front of your children, yeah.
Yeah, they're literally asking, here's a link. I can click on this link here directly to the Parliament website and download it again from the Parliament homepage. It says, decriminalise public sex environments in New South Wales, looking at the Amsterdam model that doesn't exist, and similar moves in the UK. Ooh,
yes,
for direction.
I want you to just focus on that for a second, because Matt Taylor said what's happening in Australia will soon be coming to England. But didn't you tell me... Yeah, yes, you told me that it's already legal to put men with penises who identify as women into female prisons. Is that a fact? It's already legal.
Women are being raped in England already. It's already in the news.
Wow. Now,
look at this. This is a Sydney Beat Project submission. This is a government website, right? Okay. I'm going to search for Amsterdam, AMST. Here we go. It's a government website, and they say, we want to decriminalise sex in public places shared by children. It gets better. That LGBTP Youth Scotland is signed on to a UN manifesto, which is formally asking sex with 10-year-old children being made legal. I've said it, I'm going to have to show it, but we're jumping around.
This is pedophile information exchange all over again.
Yeah, it is.
This is high.
QAnon conspiracy for going to the Megan's Law government website in America confirming they're pedophile. Of course they're pedophiles. So this is from Daily Caller in the UK, this video originally. Who's that?
Muttley.
Yes. Look at the books he has behind him. He's got no psychology books. They're just all Star Trek shit and horror books and Dan Brown, Stephen King. Star Trek. The guy's a loser and a laugh.
Well, let's not be personal. Let's not be ad hominem. But Andrew Gine said he is definitely not, or ever has been, a mental health worker, and to present himself as such to survivors is misleading. I'm quoting Andrew Gine, and I'd encourage you to come forward with your evidence on that.
If you search PubMed homosexuality pedophilia, it says 1 out of 3 pedophiles on this earth, or 33% of all the child abusers,
also identify as gay. Yeah.
Yep. And so there's the abstract. This is the most cited medical study on the proportions of straight and heterosexual and homosexual pedophiles. And homosexual pedophiles to homosexual pedophiles. So there's 1 in 10. Now, there is a myth that he said, the Kinsey myth,
Oh,
in his
God,
podcast
Kinsey.
that 1 in 10 people are gay.
Yeah.
You know, Kinsey was.
He said 1 in 20, but maybe he thinks more like 1 in
Yeah, well,
10.
if you sample gay men in prison, then maybe. I mean, anyway, so let's just go. Let's just keep going on. So we're going to read what the special gay police did. So what happens is Sharon Gifford, Mother Damnable, writes some really good stories about Gary Burns, the VIP pedophile activist allowed to use a fake name in court, normalizing pedophilia, because if someone identifies as gay and rapes a child, it is unlawful to vilify that homosexual who raped a child, because saying the magic word "I'm gay" means you must be respected no matter what you do to a screaming child.
It's
So
like
then,
it's like the Jewish agenda. You couldn't say anything against any demographic, or like Chabad Lubavitch, or you couldn't say anything against the Sabbatean practice because it's anti-Semitic. Well, now
so what the gay police did, is they sent in this nut job tranny to troll
transgender,
Sharon, right?
Transgender.
Transgender, whatever.
I know. Carry on. Let's just not be ad hominem because the evidence
this guy,
is overwhelming.
Okay. So she gets trolled by this nut job, okay? But the nut job was really on a mission from his special gay police friends. The real goal was to shut her down because she talked about a VIP pedophile, Gary Burns.
Okay.
So then the gay police come in.
I just want to qualify the gay police because Australia and America
England have them too.
Ahead of us in Europe in some way.
No, you have them in England.
But it's not an issue. I live in the Republic of Ireland, and to my knowledge, we don't have a special gay police. It's only
bullshit.
It's only in the countries where the gay agenda has gone galloping. If you say there's only 5% of the population is gay, how come so many prime ministers, Taoiseachs, and presidents all over Europe were all gay or transgender? How do you explain that? How can 5% of the population be in all these positions of power?
Oh, no, censored. Wow. Damn it.
Wow.
There was an awesome video. Okay, here's a video about gay police doing stalking.
Gay police is the thing. Luke's not being offensive.
They're in England. Look at that. That's their English logo. Okay, the video got censored from gay activists, but they haven't censored Breitbart in America. LGBT police, UK site. I think Breitbart's blocked in Vietnam.
Okay.
Breitbart.com.
And the reason gay police forces, sub-forces were created was because there's a Jewish Talmudic law that says a Jew can never report a crime. Let me finish. Let me finish. A Jew can never report a crime to a non-Jew. So they created a specialized Jewish police force. And on the same principle, for gays, they've created, even the pink Nazis is a thing from Hitler's time, that there are gay subcultures in every institution. And that's factual. That is not homophobia. That's fact.
That video, gay activists nagged to get censored, was actually about this talks about the police successfully being sued for breaching privacy laws for their stalking, okay? And it doesn't name the person who was the victim, but my research skills has found the person who was the victim of the UK Special Gay Police direct attack, and it ended very badly for them, okay? So
what do you mean by it ended very badly for them?
Well, they got sued and they lost shitloads of money.
Oh,
basically, what happened was a gay cop was using the police computer system to dox a guy's family members and threatening this guy on the Special Gay Police account of the UK Special Gay Police.
Okay.
Now, Australia was the first country to have Special Gay Police. Okay. And it was founded by Dr. Gregory John Tillett. And if you scroll to the bottom of my group here, that's Gary Burns, suing people for the crime of being Gary Burns was prosecuted for Gary Burns sued Bernard Gaynor because he criticised gay men showing their penises to children in public. And if you don't like gay men whipping out their penis in front of children's public, that's a homophobic hate crime. It's a gay man's right to show his penis to children, Gary Burns says. So that's Bernard Gaynor doing a public speaking event talking about being sued for the crime of not loving gay penis shoved in children's face in public. And if you want, do you want to see them actually doing it or not?
No, I don't want to go graphic.
The link is there in my blog.
Yeah.
It's on blog. It's a very explicit warning there.
Yeah.
We have the photos. We're not making this up. And they were masturbating in public in front of kids too. But if you complain, you're a hate criminal. And guess who was marching with the gays who were masturbating in front of children on the street? Trudeau. And the Canadian Special Gay Police too. And they called it Pride March.
That's a given. That's a given. Like I said, in Ireland, we had a Taoiseach who was gay, and I, because of going to rehab, I've got a lot of contacts in the homeless community in Dublin, and I was told that Leo Varadkar, the ex-Taoiseach of Ireland, husband, would regularly visit the homeless community and bring young runaways back to Leo. Right? Okay. We've also got a gay Minister for Children, Rodney O'Gorman, who admires Peter Tatchell, who says... Oh,
God. Peter Tatchell writes letters. Yeah. I'm the guy that got Peter Tatchell exposed in Australia. I exposed him first. Yeah. All the gays at the Sydney Mardi Gras get in line behind Peter Tatchell, who says sex with children is not harmful or indeed unwanted in his letters to The Guardian. He writes a chapter of the book with the pedophile information exchange. Yes. Okay. And now he's trying to take over preschools in Australia. Bernard Gaynor is talking about him on his blog. Let's go.
Our Minister for Children in Ireland is a great admirer of Peter Tatchell, who says a priest raping a 9-year-old didn't do any harm to his friend, and he's now a well-adjusted adult homosexual. And then we also have a newly appointed Minister for Gay Affairs. If gay people, as Rees said, account for about 5% of Ireland, why do 5% of the population get allocated a gay minister when we've got a huge homelessness problem, huge housing issue problem, huge mental health problems, huge hospital backlog problems? Why do the 5% that Rees says of Ireland that are gay deserve a minister on a minister's salary?
Peter Tatchell argues for lowering the age of consent, but all of these charities get linked to.
It's PI. It's the People Information Exchange all over again.
Do you mean to show you truth that he led? I got the sources in my blog that he led the Sydney Gay Mardi Gras. Want to read it?
Yes, please. But just
okay, we'll jump on that quickly. We've got a lot of tabs to close. Okay, archive.is.
Just don't go graphic on me.
No. But everything on Bernard Gaynor's blog, I did it. I did it first. So then we have to go through here and we have to find the Sydney Mardi Gras one. I have to skim read this for you. Just give me a sec. The gays have been archiving dead pages to make the list longer, just since the OTO got court order got the blog taken down. Yep. Okay. So let me just look here. Just scrolling down about the OTO, and
I want to see any links with Rees Leverick to the OTO. I also want to see any links with Ian Puddick to the OTO.
Well, just look at his Twitter follows. You can do it right now.
Yeah, please do.
You do it. You go to his Twitter and
no, you do it. No, you're taking the reins. I believe you.
I sent you the screenshots already anyway.
Yeah, I know, but my Twitter got nuked. My Twitter got taken down.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why too.
Okay. I'm just looking at the post for the Mardi Gras. Okay. It's here somewhere.
Do you know the police cars put rainbows on their cars?
All of them do now. All of them do in England.
Shocking.
Not just this.
Spend hundreds of thousands doing it for Gay Pride Week, which they're trying to expand to Gay Pride Month, and make it compulsory to teach sodomy to children whose brains are still developing and whose sexuality is malleable and meant to be until they go in through adolescence and come out the other side of it. That's what they're targeting. Prepubescent and adolescent children whilst they can be captured, a la Kinsey. Don't tell me. There are
It's
some
here somewhere.
for whom it's genetic, but don't tell me it's all genetic. This is
It's here somewhere.
Yeah, this is social engineering at its finest. And they have a huge captive audience of child sexual abuse survivors, because child sexual abuse survivors, like the 9-year-old that Peter Tatchell quotes, that was raped by a
Oh, here we go. Got it.
by a priest, and then thinks, how can I make that normal? Oh, I know, I'll be homosexual.
Okay, so here talking about gay father, adopted, murdering boys. Scroll down, there's a gay queer heroes murdering boys. Here we go. That's an article about Peter Tatchell.
PIE,
supporting PIE.
Information Exchange.
That's a meme.
Harriet Harman, all the rest of it,
Peter Tatchell's letter to the Guardian, the BNP brought it up because Peter Tatchell got in a fight with Nick Griffin in the staircase. That's a YouTube video worth seeing. Oh, Nick Griffin, MEP. Anyway, now here we go. Peter Tatchell on sex with children, okay?
Tatchell, yeah, he's a hero. Queer hero is a phrase not familiar to Europe, but queer hero is a thing in America and Australia. And Canada.
So
it's a term.
Where's the link where he leads the gay Mardi Gras?
I've seen it.
A group of LGBT heroes who love sex with children lead the Mardi Gras. Guidetogay.com.
Yeah.
Is it still up?
I don't know.
It'll say Peter Tatchell. Oh no!
That page.
Shit. No, there's other ones.
Yeah, but you're making an impact. You're getting these pages.
Oh, it's in news. It's in news.
You're getting
news.com.au.
Yeah, you're getting these pages hidden.
Oh, I hate you. I hate it being redacted from the internet.
Yeah, they're on the run.
I got a quote from it.
Okay.
Instead of a single chief of the parade leading the march, this year several gay individuals had the courage to say something and make a difference in gay people's lives who were celebrated as heroes. They included gay actor Lily Tomlin. Peter Tatchell was the hero.
Peter Tatchell.
All the gays going, the Sydney Gay Mardi Gras celebrates child sex lovers. But if you say that, you're a hate criminal. But it's a fact.
And just to say that Jonathan King, a convicted paedophile in the UK, is friend connected with Danny Jones, aka Lyndon Warden, another troll like Rhys Leverick, Danny Jones, and not only Twitter connected but commenting and back and forth. And Simon Cowell hailed him.
Where is his followers? Okay, following. Okay, let's go to his followers.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's just have a look at them here. The Satanic Temple, the Global Order of Satan.
Wow.
Rainbows. This one, he was his close friend. Mental health worker. He's in this whole.
He needs to bring forth his evidence of being a mental health
Elon Musk.
worker.
Everyone follows Elon Musk when they open an account. Master of the Dark Satanic Arts.
Wow.
Sorting the Truth. Oh yeah. So who's that person? Okay. No, we've got Crazy Killer. No. Let's just go through them. Keep going through them. We've got an Aleister Crowley fan here.
Yeah.
A couple of OTO pedophiles as well, not just Temple of Set. Now, I'll actually show you. You want me to show you where Temple of Set in Australia writes books about child incest?
Yeah, okay, go for it. Yeah,
go for it. Yeah, this is the kind of piece of shit he is. If he has kids, he doesn't deserve to keep them.
He says he's got a young boy living at home that he's proudly raising. He says he's got a long-term husband.
Here we go. Protect minority religions from victimization. Oh, shit.
They're lobbyists.
He literally is an OTO a lobbyist.
They use lawfare. They use lawcraft, as he calls it.
Satanic Temple UK congregation. Oh my God. We've got wait. Let's look at them all. Look at them all.
Reach your disgrace to
the 7th Brigade, which is you must take your back.
That's GCHQ.
Yeah, I know.
That's a trolling brigade.
Yeah, but he trolls for Puddick because we talked about Puddick being naughty. Puddick.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 2 OTO ones I want to find.
And Puddick is closely associated with Michael Portillo. There's a triangle. Ian Puddick, Michael Portillo, Peter Tatchell. They're a triangle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brent Lee. This guy chimped out of doing an interview with me. All of his followers said, yeah, let's interview me. But then he blocked me and then didn't want to do it.
Yeah, just to say, I sent the link to Reese Leverick to join myself and Luke on
Raven
this.
Lucifer.
Yeah.
Hail Satan, as
Hail
we're saying.
Satan.
Satanic Panic Attack Dog.
Yeah.
Look at these shits. Rainbows and Satanists. Remember, I was making the case that the OTO is the world's first gay rights organization. In that other interview we did after the one that triggered him, it's on my BitChute channel. Yeah. That was impressive. And look, what do we get? A satanic gay after us. Yeah. You know, we look, Satanic Temple.
And those are just adjectives.
Mental health hotline. Yeah. He needs it, mate. He needs it. Wait. Now, where's the OTO one? Look for Do What Thou Wilt and pictures of Crowley. We got those.
The whole of the law.
Coven of Satan, Rainbow Satanists. I'm telling you, this guy's proving our point that there is such gay rights. He did come from a blood drinking child rape cult called the Ordo Templi Orientis. And yes, if you've seen if you want to go to, remember the link I told you before, tinyurl.com/OTO pedos. We have your leak training videos. We prove you have a doctrine of blood drinking and child abuse. And when I started sharing pictures of the great OTO leaders in these child orgies when the children still had their clothes on, that other guy that I trolled in England, Marco Visconti, blocked me because he couldn't handle the heat, you know. But yeah, here's the links between the founder of Gay Rights in America and the OTO and NAMBLA.
Yes, NAMBLA. And you showed, I want to highlight this, you showed that one of the gay rights activists holding proudly up, I'm with NAMBLA, which is the National
That's Harry Hay. That's who children must praise every Gay History Month by a Californian state bill, House Bill SB 48. The child must hail the NAMBLA icon.
It's the law that our children, your children and mine, if they're in the schooling system in California, they spend a month glorifying somebody who holds a sign up saying the National Association of Man-Boy Love. Fuck off. Sorry. I lived in California for 5 years and I was going to emigrate back there with my boys. I'm so glad I ran for the hills and came back to Ireland, only to discover Leo Varadkar and Rodney O'Gorman and a new Minister for Gay Pride to be appointed. What the actual heck is going on with our world? And then people like Reese say, oh, gay agenda, what's that? There's no such thing.
So quickly recap, 10 seconds. Training videos, head of the OTO America, David Shriven, Frederick Siberius X, captioned as such. We drink the blood pool closed due to AIDS because the AIDS virus, because the blood must be human, because only human blood can be tainted by AIDS, and because of the AIDS virus we now have to cook the AIDS out of the virus and cook it into our cakes of light. The actual name of the video is Cakes of Light and AIDS, is the actual title of the video, and this is Children of the Mass, 2 real children. That's him now. That's him aged. Okay,
we've covered this in the last video.
I know. Just let you know, if you guys want to find it, we've got the goods on those guys. So when we show this guy's link to the OTO, we show that he's linked to a child sex cult with a doctrine of blood drinking and child abuse. Satanic Temple. Look, Lucifer, Church of Satan, Satanic Temple UK official. Look at this piece of shit. Look at this human garbage. Look at it. Disgusting. This is who he follows. He press followed. James Hind. Oh my enough said. Oh my God. Wait. There's more.
James Hind is huge. And
I know.
Julian Vane of Satanic Views. Let me just go get the sun out of my eyes. I'm just going to get rid of the sun.
Metropolitan Police to complain about us. Metropolitan Police and Satanic Kitty Fiddlers working together.
You keep talking. I'm going to just get the sun out of my eyes.
He's an airy fairy. He likes the military. Interesting. Ian Puddick. Hello, Ian Puddick. Sean Atwood. Well, that's depressing. You saw my joke about Sean last week about him and there's Ian Puddick, another account for Ian Puddick. Now, where is the Crowley face? I'm scrolling up quickly looking for the Crowley face and the Do What Thou Wilt. I searched do what. There we go. There's a Do What Thou Wilt, which is OTO, the OTO's call sign. And then, of course, here, we scroll up and down, we will see a ugly figure of Crowley. The images are small, that's why I maybe missed it the first time, but you get the idea. He's got 2 OTO followers and a whole bunch of Satan followers, so he's obviously low level. He hasn't gone up the OTO. Now, the guy who interviewed me last time, I know who I trolled, Marco, he says he's done level 9 in the OTO, and that's Master of Gain or Sex Black Magic, and he claims to be heterosexual. He's also claiming in his interviews that OTO covers up the rape of women. That's why he left. But he's just a limited hangout to try and get people complaining about the OTO.
Okay, yeah, we're going to wind up. I can't get
okay.
I can't get my
let's just read what the special gay police did. Okay, so the gay police send in their troll, and then the gay police attack next. So we're trying to get ahead of this because I'm letting you know this is how they roll. So this is what the special gay police did after the gay nutjob troll came in. My name is DC Chris Maxim, and I work for the Community Safety Unit at Romsford Police Station. I write to you in a complaint that's been made to the Metropolitan Police by the transgender Jill Miles, who is alleged to have committed a hate crime towards him in relation to his sexuality. I refer to the below links, and that's, oh, what's this? Take out your whole blog. I demand you censor your whole blog about Gary Burns. Yes.
Australia or London?
I had a UK ally writing about Australian protected pedophiles, and then the UK Special Gay Police go into bat for Gary Boy Lover Burns to take down the content on Gary Burns, which she wrote stories about Gary Burns, lots and lots of blogs about him.
Okay.
And links to Catherine Burr.
So Leslie, Chief of Police of the Metropolitan Police, Cressida Dick, has just resigned last week.
Yeah.
So finish up on this.
Yeah, so just quickly. So it goes, you're going to be prosecuted. You have to come to police station. Here's my phone number. Hello. DC Chris Maxwell, Romsford Unit. So basically, you need to disengage from Reese. His only goal is to cover up the truth that we've been exposing now.
Yeah.
Let's go through to finish up.
Okay.
We're going to go through this Twitter account that I made. Okay.
Yeah.
And to basically confront him. He didn't even reply once.
No.
Okay. So I'm just going to scroll down.
He calls me talking with you subversive.
Well, I give evidence. So let's scroll down to the bottom. Okay.
Yeah. Bring your evidence, please.
Okay. So first I say why I made this account. The account name is called, I'm sorry, it's offensive, but it's name of a film that is published.
No, don't say that, because I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So we've done really well. Okay. So I'm going to upload this to my YouTube. So let's
just quickly. Do you want to see Don Lemon saying, I feel sorry for Jerry Sandusky, mass child rapist, whilst talking to a gay Jewish professor that believes that children are born pedophile?
No.
Okay, well, that's here. So that was the origin for naming my account, and I named it after a movie advertised by IMDb.
Let's not fall at the last hurdle, because I'm going to put it on my YouTube.
So that's me talking to Heather Mason at first. That's the video about David Patel that won the award in Bangladesh. Okay, David Patel is a Pride history queer pioneer, and they called him a queer pioneer after he was charged with the rape of countless boys.
Oh.
Yeah, I know the sources all
and
there.
Let me just qualify this for the European audience. Queer is not an insult in certain circles. So LGBTQI, queer is that's like a hero.
Yeah. So here is the protest in Canada against all the rape that my activism could have prevented if I was successful in 2017.
40+ victims, not 2, Reese.
Yeah.
Leverick.
Well, there's more than 40 pedophiles who are males with penises in women's prisons now.
Yeah,
they're there because of trans rights. I mean, they're not just gay, they're actual pedophiles.
This is why I say there's a gay agenda, there's a trans agenda, there's a paedophilia agenda.
Yeah, there's Trudeau's pedophile friend going to jail. That's Trudeau announcing the policy that chicks with dicks must go in women's jail and these rapes must happen.
And
directly from Trudeau.
Trudeau shared a room at college with a convicted child trafficker and paedophile.
Here's an interesting one. I replied to the Oh, they blocked me. The Anti-Discrimination Board promoted a Queer Stories event. I said the last time there was one of those, it included a case law confirmed pedophile, and then they blocked me because you can't be against pedophiles speaking under the gay pride
If they say they're gay, yeah.
Well, they are pedophiles.
That's
Pride history.
But if they say they're gay, you're committing a hate crime. If they say they're Jewish, you're being anti-Semitic. If they say they're disabled, you're committing a hate crime. What
would happen if one of David Patel's rape victims sabotaged his grave with a big Star of David? I bet that would be a hate crime. You've got to love your child rape. Anyway, moving on.
Winding up. Let's wind up.
We're going for this. Here is James Hine talking about his combat magic.
We need to do a show on him. We need to do a show on him next time.
Here's Reese bragging about getting you swatted by police.
No, I haven't been swatted by police. What's he talking about?
This video is a video of police checking up on you that he's found and he's sharing.
My daughter sent the police to me to do a welfare check because I had some personal family crises and I had a DID meltdown. That was nothing to do with Reese.
Here's Reese begging YouTube to censor you.
They didn't.
Because
they declined.
Homosexuality is inclusive of the rape of women and children. If you're against the rape of women and children, you're homophobic, he says.
That's what he says, yeah.
Well, that's what he says. Most gays think it's a sick piece of shit. He should be gagged. But moving on.
He tried to get our video taken down from my...
So I replied to that and I said, hey, YouTube, I hope you're not like Facebook. Fourth in charge of Facebook just got done in a 13-year-old boy child sex sting. I hope you're not like them. Yeah. And here is proof that the Facebook Jaron Miles won Gay Pride Awards.
And I saw a video this morning of a very senior Facebook employee in a sting for child, trying to meet up with little boys. And
so that's the tweet I sent to Mario Visconti. Okay. He's got this devil's name and some OTO numbers there.
Yeah.
And that's the picture of the little girls in the Gnostic Catholic Mass with a naked priestess.
Okay, so the next time, let's try and do this again.
We're getting through it. We're scrolling up. There's the video that we did that you did not put on your channel because you pressed stop record too early.
No, I didn't press stop record. Zoom did.
I zoomed it. Okay. Okay, let's go. This is where I'm going after LGBT Youth Scotland, which Reese ran off to Pink News, as you recall, and complained and said, Pink News, this guy is criticizing you for supporting pedophiles like you've done many, many times. And I promised to show a link from the Scottish court. So we've got to get to that quickly. That's the Harry Hay video with his actual sign he wears to gay pride marches. Children are forced to praise.
Nambler.
That's me challenging Brent Lee to a debate. He checked out.
Yep.
That is an Australian former prime ministerial candidate destroying Gary Burns on the floor of Parliament, which has mitigated him to being very low profile now. That's a former prime ministerial candidate just talking about the persecution of Sunhol by boy lover Gary Burns. He introduced a special bill just to stop him being a vexatious litigant. That's Reese's friend being triggered by my writing.
Yeah.
And here's a tweets deleted by Reese's friend defending LGBT Youth Scotland, okay?
Okay.
And her name is Silver Flowers Jules, okay? So now here's some retweets I did about Terry Bean. Who's that?
I don't know.
Hunter Biden and Terry Bean.
Oh, God.
Yep, and he's a queer hero. There's a whole bunch of him being a queer hero tribute videos on my channel, and he didn't get a trial for child rape in a decade.
Yeah, I know. It was outrageous.
I know. We talked about it before.
Outrageous.
So here's me showing the screenshots of the followers of you know who. That's my submission to Parliament. I was going to prove that these special gay police were founded by the OTO child rape cult. The sources are in this document. Oh, this document here, you wanted to see proof that his Satanic temple or temple of Set is linked to child incest. So here's another document.
Wow.
So let's just go find that. That's the Gnostic Catholic Mass that children must join, says the leader. Yeah. Now, wait. Here we go. This is an Australian account of LVX Knox, who calls himself, who is in the OTO and the Temple of Set, just like Reese. And
do we have evidence that Reese is in the OTO?
He follows 2 OTO users and a shitload of Temple of Set ones.
Yeah,
Now,
he's admitted being...
Leo Blackmore is his real name, and he writes stories about father-daughter incest.
Oh, God.
Okay, so let's just open this link.
Don't
open
go
the
graphic
archive
on
one.
me because I want to put this
No,
on
no,
the-
it's just text only.
Right.
Now, here we go. So that's the archive link, and that's the link. It says, I'm Auto Templi Orientis, and I am Temple of Set. Okay. And let's just search for the word incest. Okay, not this one. Not that one. Okay, I'll find a link. All right, okay, we'll get there. It says biography. Here it is. We'll go to his bio. See if it's still online. Incest. Okay. That is his own book. He wrote a book in 1985 called Defiled, unfinished horror tale about father-daughter incest, which is legally a crime in Australia now because they've included child porn fiction works as child porn. It wasn't when he wrote it, I think. But as you can see, we showed before, he's OTO and Temple of Set, just like the follows on Muttley's Twitter account.
Maverick.
And yeah, this is a Temple of Set leader in Australia, Lee Blackmore. And he didn't even edit it. That was a live view of his website. So we've done that. Let's go back to this Twitter. Okay, here we go. LGBT Youth Scotland. Okay. Now, this is screenshots from this proves their charity that Pink News defended, we talked about last time, was founded by a baby rapist. You can go to LGBT Youth Scotland on Company House, the UK government website, look at the filing history, okay? Now, incorporated on 27th of February 2003, and who became the company secretary on the same date? James Rennie, pedophile, okay? Now get this, remember I told you they have a pension plan? You can actually see their filings to show that as long as this charity exists, it's paying a life pension to a baby rapist. And this, so yeah, this is...
Look, I need, I've got some family issues going on.
We'll have to hurry up.
Well, no, we need to finish now.
1 minute, one more minute. Just quickly, last thing, he was calling me QAnon, right?
Yes.
So Reese obviously talks shit. The OTO themselves is talking. Let me just show you me trolling QAnons like 6 years ago. And no, not that one. It's one of the 153 News ones. Here we go.
I believe you. I believe you.
That I used to work with Dan Walker of Activist News, who I think is a Fed now that I know more. But here's me working with him, trolling Q-tards, piss taking them 4 years ago. I've been on live streams with him attacking Q-tards. We were exposing Q-tards 4 or 5 years ago before it was trendy to do so.
So it was always an agenda.
Get this. The OTO, whenever they get triggered by someone finding real research, without even looking, I just had a whim today to go to the OTO website in Australia, right? Just today, and just check their news, just on a whim, not even Googling. And look at this, QAnon. QAnon. The OTO, anyone criticizes them or writes a book criticizing them for being linked to pedophilia, they just say QAnon. It's like the OTO pedophile cult script, which a certain OTO pedophile cult scumbag is following on his Twitter account.
Wow.
I didn't even go looking for that. Just act of God, it just popped onto my screen. I didn't even Google it. See, if you're against the religion of blood drinking and child orgies, you're QAnon. But we're on camera admitting we do it. In our own league training videos, you can download all 30 hours of them, but hey.
Okay, let's quit while we're ahead. The next time we meet, let's do James Hind, let's do Julian Vane's Satanic Views, and there's one other person I want to focus on. It's gone out of my mind. I need to take care of some family business.
Well, last thing, I promised you the court documents to prove that LGBT Youth Scotland was the nerve center of this child abuse.
I have to research this.
So no, let me just click on the link. It'll be up here soon. There's a link to Scottish courts. Here we go. He's saying that I'm Q-tard. What a son of a bitch. Here we go. Scott courts. Okay, here we go. So I made sure he got this message. Okay, I'm going to click on the UK government domain. I'm going to download a document. And there's just one last thing to finish with. Just show this document and prove that Jason Rennie is the true founder of LGBT Youth Scotland, not Stonewall, like Reese's troll said. Look at this. This is the High Court with he got his sentence halved. Okay. Now the address of LGBT Youth Scotland. This is where all the crimes did. Neil Strackland crimes. Jason Rennie. Okay. Jason Rennie crimes. And this is where the crimes were committed. Okay. 10 Sunnyside, Edinburgh, is the address of LGBT Youth Scotland's headquarters. Okay.
And Andrew Gine has spoken out against both
So they conspired.
Wait. Andrew Gine has said that Stonewall is a disgrace and an embarrassment.
Yeah.
To
Well,
the LGBT.
I don't think this guy Rennie used to work for Stonewall, but then he saw their grants running out and their youth project being shut down. So he filled a void and created a whole new charity on that date.
Wow.
They've got a sick. Now, you can look at all the filings on Company House from the UK government. You have to pay for that data in Australia from ASIC. And my friend had special access. Stephen McMurray got me the docs of all the OTO members from ASIC in Australia. But in UK, it's free. Now, so they did plan to do the child rape, okay, from LGBT Youth Scotland. Next point. If you read this here, it says every one of his crimes were linked to the computer used in arranging the rape and sending the child porn. The address for LGBT Youth Scotland comes up again and again and again as a nerve centre address of the pedophile ring.
Okay, that's it.
Last thing. No, one last thing. 10 seconds or 10 finish. Last thing to finish with, okay? I'm going to put LGBT Youth Scotland into the web archive, lgbtyouth.org.uk, because they know I'm onto them and they're going to try and get, sorry, org.uk, sorry. Now look at this. Now, in 2001, okay, it was a Stonewall website, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, just quickly load it now. Okay, what happened is the Stonewall project shut down. They lost funding, and Jason Rennie created the whole LGBT Youth Scotland. So this is the Stonewall Youth Project. He may have worked.
Just replaced it. The same as.
Now he created a new charity after the old one went defunct. Now look at this. In 2003, right? 2001. You can see from the archive website, okay, that the website went down for a whole year after the registration of the company, okay? So that's 2002. It was registered in 2003, as we saw before. It's still running in 2002. But in 2003, they were shut down for a year, okay? And their website got shut down. No one was running it. Here we go. Here, see, look at this. This is the last. In July 2003, they went down. Now, I don't think that the Stonewall Youth Project was ever associated with that address we saw from the Scottish courts, okay? So in July 2003, they went down. And then if you check the archives, see, the website was down for like a year. Now, if there was a name change, you would see it immediately. But they had for like over 6 months the website, no site configured at this address. For a whole year, LGBT Youth Scotland, Stonewall Youth Project was off the internet. So the charity was created. LGBT Youth is a completely new separate entity founded by a baby rapist that's in schools. And let me just link to the mainstream news.
I want to stop it now, Luke.
Okay. Well, they are saying that the teachers can dress boys as girls and not tell their parents.
Absolutely.
You can go look it up.
And I hear you. And it was the same with Kids Club, Camilla Batman Gaelic in London, and that got taken down, and it just reappeared as a whole new charity. Safe for kids.
It took LGBT youth. You can confirm this from getting historical WHOIS records if you pay money. Well, basically, it's a baby rapist charity that this piece of shit trolling us is defend. So he's a pro baby rape activist.
Okay,
a baby rapist charity in schools.
Yeah, I agree. Now, the next time we do it,
see, no host name.
Yeah, but let me just finish. the next time, let's focus on LGBT Youth Scotland and James Hind. That's our agenda for next week. And thank you for today.
Now they started.
And I've got to go and do
so it took them, they had to wait for the old website to expire, okay, just to steal the domain of the old Stonewall project. If it was a proper handover, he wouldn't have to wait for their domain to expire.
I understand. It's how people go bankrupt and then they reappear. Can you stop sharing? We'll just close screen now. You know I've got some urgent family business.
Yes, okay.
All right. So this is Luke McKee, Australian in exile, one of the bravest campaigners and researchers that I've come across. Please make the effort to find his links: Telegram, BitChute. Say the BitChute.
BitChute.com/Hotel Oscar Juliet Uniform Romeo Uniform Kilo Uniform. It means Aussie, Luke in Korean. And go to telegram.org, install it on your PC or your phone, and then in the search box, just type in Deep State Pedo Hunters as all one word, and you will be on the bleeding edge of my research. That main page is safe because I have blocked anyone but my trusted friends from posting. And I do miss having people, friends posting links, but you can only have so many mods. And
I've had horrific trouble.
I've got gay activists literally spamming me child porn. Disgusting animals.
Okay. All right. This is Angela Power Disney, Angie Power Disney, angelascashes.org. And I'm going to keep doing this work with Luke. It's getting me backlash. It's getting me people like Muttley sent on me, threatening all sorts, intimidating.
Are we the bad guys? Are we the bad guys for opposing a baby rapist founded charity, paying a baby rapist pension, £2 million a year from your tax dollars, going into schools, telling gay teachers they have the right to dress boys as girls and groom them?
And tell them they're not allowed. They're not allowed. They don't have to tell their parents. All right, this is checking out, and please pray for us. Pray for our protection, and we'll hopefully do another show next week.
Pray for our protection from the pink news censors that praises LGBT Youth Scotland and refutes the claims from the UK government and the courts that place was a nerve centre of a baby raping pedophile ring.
Absolutely, and please thank your lovely wife and your beautiful daughter for letting us do this on Sunday. All right, God bless, Luke. Bye.
Okay, see you later.